There we go. Hello, everyone. I thought I made a video on this, but apparently I didn't. So I'm sorry. So I'm gonna make this right now. It's been a common question that people have been asking, and they always ask, "Well, if God's so good, why is there evil in the world?" It's a good question, and a lot of people debate it. In fact, there's one guy, and I'm gonna see if I can quickly find it, that argued this point that if there is God, um, I'm not even gonna find. Anyways, what basically said is that if God exists, and there's evil or pain in the world, he either doesn't heal it, or can heal it, and he doesn't because and that makes him uncaring. He can't, which makes him not capable. Whatever. You get the idea. Um, or he simply doesn't exist. So that was his thinking process behind it. So why is there evil in the world, and why doesn't God heal every pain and stuff like that? So let's take it back. Now there's going to be two different types of evil that we're going to talk about. One is going to be natural evil, death, disease, other things that we die from that don't relate to the second evil, and that's going to be human cause. Like someone stabbing someone or pain or hurt caused from lying, stuff like that. Okay, so breaking it into two parts. The shows begin in the Bible in Genesis, and when God first created, there was no death, there was no evil. It was perfect. Okay, so neither of the two evils existed. And when Adam sinned, the first evil, the natural evil, it said the world changed, and death came into the world, and disease came into the world. So the first evil that exists, death, disease, and stuff, was actually Adam's fault for sinning. It made the world, evil came into the world, and it was no longer perfect. And with that absence of perfection comes death and disease, or more so with the presence of sin, causes that. There's also the second type. Now, the second type of evil, of course, is going to be man-caused. So we have two options with this type of evil. One, if what would it take for God to remove this type of evil? Now, God has given all of us a choice. We have the ability to choose to follow the light or to follow the dark side. You know, if we didn't have that choice, then we would not be able to make choices, have our own free will. It's kind of like if you remember iRobot. You remember how the robot, the blue-faced robot thingy that's trying to take over everyone, said the only way to protect everyone is to make them so they have no choice and to pretty much imprison them, so that they won't hurt each other. It's kind of along the same principle. If God was to stop all the evil in the world, he would literally have to take away all of our free will and all of our ability to choose him or to not choose him. And again, if you remember my video about explaining Jesus, back in Eden, God gave the ability to sin so that we could choose. So with that choice and with that sin nature comes where that second evil comes from. So when you ask, like, why did my friend die and why didn't God do anything about it? It's because that is a consequence of when Adam sinned, that we caused death to come into the world that originally wasn't there. When you ask, why did that person hurt me, and why did God allow it? It's because God allows us to make our decisions, and sadly, people suffer the consequences. If say you got beat up by a bully, why say, God, why didn't you stop that? Well, in order to do that, God would have to take away the free will of that bully and not give him a choice. And if we did that, for everyone or whatnot, we would have no ability to choose him. And again, without the ability to choose, there is no ability to love and obey. So that's really where the two things come from. God is not sitting up there and, saying, I can't do anything about it. He's choosing, he gave us the free will. He loved us enough to give us the choice, so that we could choose him and choose to be loving, and choose to follow him. So that's kind of the answer. It's kind of blunt, sorry. But, that's why evil exists, is because A, sin came into the world, so evil came. B, God has given us the ability to choose our own path free will, and with that ability comes the ability to hurt other people. And unless he takes all that away, which pretty much would mean that we'd be robots and have no choice whatsoever, which he's not going to do, then evil will persist until, of course, we get to heaven and, we're all perfect and there's no more sin and no more pain. Yep. Alright, well, if you have any questions, post some comments. But that is the answer to why there is evil in the world. It's because of us. And noobs. A lot of noobs. Alright, take care. God bless. Send me some ideas, please. I'm running out of ideas. I can't think of any more. Please. Pretty please. Alright, take care. Good night. I'm gonna go take a nap. 3.5 hours of sleep is not enough.